In this video on templates and plotting, we're going to go over how to create a B-size layout of the Geneva wheel design. First thing we're going to do is click the Layout 2. And once we get into Layout 2, you should see that there's already a viewport there that shows our project. To adjust the page setup options, we want to right click once in the tab and select Page Setup Manager. We want to choose the default layout, Layout 2, and then select Modify. We want to set the paper size to ledger or 11 by 17 or something equivalent. In this case, it would be tabloid. We want to verify that it's in landscape setting, and we want to click the OK button to close and accept the settings. You'll notice that we now have an 11 by 17 sheet. We want to adjust the viewport to fit the 11 by 17 page. Once we've modified this particular one, we can go ahead and zoom extends, and you'll see that it doesn't quite fit in there. The drawing doesn't quite fit in there. We're going to switch to model space by clicking on the status toolbar. So we're going to go down here and go to model. Notice that we're now in model space. In the bottom of the main window, notice the scale of the current view forward is displayed, and it's 520129. We're going to click on the scale of viewport to display a list of commonly used scales. If I click on that, you'll see that that pops up. We want to click on the custom to bring up the edit drawing scale dialog box. This will be a dialog box where we can modify what we want to do. In this box, we can add more scales to the list and or edit any of the scales already in the list. Instead of using the architectural scales, we'll reset the list to include the basic engineering format. So I'm going to go ahead and select reset. And it's going to give me the options whether I want to do metric scales, imperial scales, or metric and imperial scales. We want to go ahead and select metric and imperial. Include both types of scales in the scale display list. In the edit drawing scales dialog box, we want to select add so that we can add a new drawing scale. We want to enter 3, 4 as our option. We want to enter 3 as the paper units and 4 as the drawing units. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and select OK to proceed, and you'll see that we now have 3/4 in the list. We're going to switch back to paper space by clicking on the model icon in the status toolbar once we have moved this over. So we're going to go ahead and pan this over so that 3/4 is right there in the center. And then we're going to go ahead and go down here, exit that, go down here and click back to paper space, and you'll notice now our paper space model is shown correctly. We're going to add some text near the bottom of the current layout that is 0.125 units high, and it says B-size layout. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do single line text. We're going to zoom in right here. It says specify middle left point of text. I'm going to go ahead and select right there. You'll notice the text height was 0.125. This is the direction. Specify the height is 0.125. We're going to hit enter. Specify rotation angle of text 0. That's fine. And I want to enter in B size layout. And click off of it and hit escape. Yeah, it's a B size layout is the text that is right there. This particular text should not be on the viewport layer. It should be on the title block lettering layer. B size layout. The text height of the drawing dimensions seem much larger than the 1/8 of an inch. What happened? So we're going to click on the layout one and go back over here to this particular layout. Note the text height of the drawing dimensions matches the 1/8 inch of an inch text height in the title block. They're the same size. If we switch to model space and click on this, we're going to notice scale of the selected viewport in layout 1 is set to 1/2, 1/2. The text height of the drawing dimensions was set based on the viewport scale in layout 1. if you remember how we did that. So we're going to adjust the dimensions of the scale for the B-size print. We want to switch to paper and then go ahead and go back over here to model. I'm going to move the cursor over to the annotation toolbar and left click the down arrow. So we're going to go ahead and click this down here, and you'll notice we can go back into the dimension style. We want to modify the mechanical dimension style. Under the fit tab, we're going to go here and we're going to choose the text option in the fit options section and set the overall scale for the dimension features to 1.33 and say OK, and then close. Note the text height of the drawing dimensions has been adjusted to the scale of 4/3. This number came from the inverse of the viewport scale, 3/4. We're going to double click on the location note for the keyway to enter the text editor. We're going to double click on that. We're going to select all of the text in this particular editor. We have all that selected. We're going to adjust the text height to 0.1666. The text height is adjusted based on the viewport scale of 0.125 times 1.333, which equals 0.1666. Notice that it now looks the same. We want to close the text editor to get out of that. And then we can go to our B-size copy and take a look at it and notice that the text height matches. Then we can go ahead and print based on this.